everybody. This is Cole and Jamie Bowling, and
Hello.
we are a husband and wife team at Keller Williams Realty One Legacy Partners in Topeka, Kansas. We service the Northeast Kansas area with real estate, residential, investors, commercial, you name it. We have the ability to service you. Today, we wanted to come out and talk to you a little bit about working with us if you are a first-time home buyer. We're seeing a lot of need for education and understanding of the real estate market when you are a first-time home buyer, because like us, we bought our first home at one point. Most people will eventually buy their first home. And the very first thing that most of them say is, where in the world do we start? Well, we're here to kind of talk with you about that process and how we at the Bowling Group with Jamie and I really do devote our time to helping our clients understand the process, really an education-based process. Jamie, can you tell them a little bit about what an education base that we do for our first-time home buyers would look like?
Yeah, so what we do is we help educate you, and what that means is we give you like an overview of what the process will look like from start to finish at the beginning. So you kind of have an idea of what to expect coming up. And then all the way throughout that process, we are telling you where we're at and what you need to be doing at any specific time. And there may be a point where you don't need to be doing anything. So, I mean, basically it's just we're there with you every step of the way. We're not going to leave you stranded as you're wondering, what am I supposed to be doing? What's going on?
Exactly.
Where are we at? We're very much, this is where you're at. This is what we'll be doing next. And then once we get through here, then we'll be going to this next. So we keep you informed all along the way. And we also help educate you with contract verbiage, how to understand that, how it really works along the entire process.
Yes, absolutely. One of the to kind of piggyback on what she's saying is, when we meet, we like to meet in person. We sit down with you and we go over the contract. We go over what inspection looks like. What does it really mean to have an inspection? What does an inspection like aggregate mean? And what, like, just different terminologies of our contract that we have seen time and time again.
And which inspections you should not skip out on, and which ones that, if you didn't want to do it, you could potentially save money now and then just save up for it later. Those kind of things we kind of help you understand how it really works.
Absolutely. Another key piece to this whole thing is our background. So my background is around new construction and home building and remodeling. My father is a home builder. He owns Mark Bowling Construction, which is one of the top premier builders in Topeka.
Voted best of Topeka multiple years.
Absolutely. And he has taught us through all of our years of doing this what to really look for and understand in a home. And with our over 20 years of experience between the two of us alone, we can look at a property with you and tell you if you're going to be getting in over your head, if you're going to be purchasing a good home, if it's going to be a great resale. We talk about resale a lot, and so because we do have a knowledge of the foundation, the bones, as a lot of people like to call it, of a home, we really can help a first-time home buyer feel secured and understanding
and
of
know what to
the home.
look for whenever you are looking at homes. Like, you're not just looking at, the paint color, like you're
Exactly.
looking at more than just the finishes. Overall.
Exactly. Which also leads us to our database, right? So when you work with us, you work with our people, right? It's not just, oh, Cole and Jamie are our realtors. No, we're your partner, right? So it's essential that you hire an agent who has a whole group of people: plumbers, electricians, concrete people, roofers, painters, anything that you need. We have it. We call it kind of we have a guy, a gal, we look at it as, hey, I got a guy for that, or I got a gal for that, right? And we do laugh about it because it's a lot of fun. But the truth of the matter is, we really do. Between our database, my father's database with his trade partners, we have those people that you don't have to go out and try to figure out.
And
so you
vet
become
them
a
or
part of
anything.
it.
We do that for you. We always make sure that everything goes good for you as well. And follow up with how your experience went, because we want to make sure that you get the best experience.
Absolutely. Now let's talk a little bit about lending. Money. Here's what's really interesting. A lot of first-time homebuyers that we see have no idea what a credit score really means. They have no idea what getting lending means, getting a loan, how that looks, how much money do I have to have down, what loan programs can I really
They
get?
don't even know there's different types, really.
Yeah, is there bond money? What is bond money? All of these things we can address on a level of simple understanding. I like to explain it
Case
like
by
this.
case, basically. We look at what your needs are and figure out who would be the best fit for you. But go
I look
ahead,
at,
sorry.
no, you're good. I look at it like this. I want everybody to understand what it means from the beginning. You know, I look at it from, if I have to explain this to my 7-year-old, I want him to understand, right? And I can tell you, as Jamie will attest, that we have so much knowledge that sometimes there's a lot of information. So together, we're really good at bringing it home and bringing it very centered to your needs and helping you understand in the most simple, as they would call it, layman terms, right? So that is a huge advantage to working with us if you are a
And
first-time
ask
homebuyer.
questions. We don't think any question is stupid. We want you to understand. So ask questions.
Yeah, yeah. And most of the time, the questions that we are asked of first-time homebuyers are probably the best questions that a lot of people forget when they buy again or the third time. And they're probably one of the most important questions, right? Whatever that may be. A couple other things that we have about our process is we call our clients kind of part of our family. We do things a little bit differently. And we have a lot of clients that will attest that we have some fun. And what do I mean by we have some fun, Jamie?
Oh, well, we like to be Ellen sometimes. We like to
We
do
do
some giveaways. We like to
Yep.
do client events.
Yep.
And we just like to keep in touch. And, you know, when you buy a house, everyone wants to put their own personal touch on it. And we always want to come back and see it. Even if it takes us a little bit to get back to you, we still want to come see your house.
Yeah, we love to be part of your life. We
Yes.
love for you to join us a couple times a year.
Mhm.
Prime example, we rented out an entire movie theater to show Boss Baby 2 recently. And it was free to our clients. And we paid for it. We had sponsors, things like that. But we coordinate that and we do that. We do that regularly. So you don't just hire us to help you sell a house. You hire us to be part of something bigger, to be part of a community, and to understand that you have a phone call that will get you an answer and not having to search for it through unreliable sources. So with all of that out there, we would love to be your realtors. We would love to help you buy a home. We will take our time. We don't care what you buy. We want you to be happy, and we want you to be we want you to feel good about your purchase.
The other thing that I love telling people is we don't care what your budget is. We would much rather you be comfortable with whatever financial situation that you're in. We want you to feel comfortable. So we don't want you to, you know, some people get approved for this X amount, but they don't want to spend that much monthly. We don't care. If you're approved for this much and you don't only want to spend, you know, X amount, we don't care. It's all about making you happy and us finding what you guys need or want. So
You hit the nail on the
just
head.
remember that whenever you're looking for an agent, some people are very pushy about going to the top and pushing you to your limit. We are not like that.
Which is funny because that was the last thing I wrote is we put the client's interest above our own.
Yep.
Right. We make
100%.
one thing that we do get a lot is how do we get paid, right? So as a first-time home buyer, I want you to understand that 95% of the time, the seller pays us to represent you. So in a sense, we're representing you for little to no money. And that is how we get paid when you close the home. Closing the home means showing up, signing those documents, handing the final check, getting those keys, right? So when you do that, that's when we make money.
Which also brings me to another thing with for sale by owners. That's the seller. If you are a first-time home buyer and you're already working with an agent, you want to go to your agent before you go to the for sale by owner, because we need to have that conversation with them as a seller in order to negotiate them paying that commission rather than you guys paying the commission. So it's very, very important that you go to your agent, us,
Absolutely.
to negotiate that for you.
Yes, because you don't know what you don't know until you know what you don't know. And it's
Right.
typically the other side of the transaction. You don't know what that first time home buyer actually knows about this process and what they're taking you for. And that's where we protect you. We are here to protect you and make sure you are taken care of all the way through. So hire us, obviously, but more importantly, when you are looking for an agent, find somebody who cares about you, cares about educating you, and
We'll
want take
take
time
time for you.
and make you part of their world afterwards. Once a transaction is closed with us, we're still here.
And we
Okay.
make sure you know that too. We're
Yep.
not going anywhere. We're
Yep.
still here. So
Absolutely. So thank you for tuning in today. And once again, I'm Cole and
I'm
Jamie
Jamie.
Bowling, and we are the Bowling Group with Keller Williams One Legacy Partners in Topeka.